Hey YouTube music collectors, Wes here with my vinyl inbox for the month of April 2017. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day, great night, whenever it is you're watching this. These are my music pickups for the month of April. It was a good month. It was kind of an odd month. The first, say, over 3 weeks of the month, I only picked up about 5 items. Two of those being, monthly subscription mail order items, my Vinyl Me Please record and the Feed Bands record of the month. And then I had 3 other pickups that I picked up at thrift stores kind of thing, and that was about it for a while until Record Store Day and then the Friends of the Library sale that happens twice a year. Here, it's a really big warehouse sale. They get lots of donations. They get people coming in from out of the country or out of the state to shop at it. Really cool sale, and always is a pretty big haul for me. But even this was pretty much a cutback haul for me. I only picked up about maybe 18 things, I think, at the book sale as far as records go. 18 albums. And I picked up 1 Record Store Day pickup this month. So normally this month would be multiple videos with large hauls, but really it's just gonna be 1 video. It's a pretty decent amount of stuff though. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I will talk about is my 1 CD pickup for the month, and that is the new Kendrick Lamar album, Damn. Just dropped early in the month. I think it took a week or 2 for the CDs to actually hit. Kind of a weird release cycle we have nowadays, where things come out on streaming first, and then there'll be a CD of it, and then maybe a couple months later there'll be vinyl. It's really weird. It's just the world we live in now. But yeah. Haven't listened to this a whole lot, surprisingly. Just been busy with other things. But what I have heard so far, I'm really enjoying, really digging, and I'm sure as time goes on, I will enjoy this a lot. So, picked up the new Kendrick Lamar, and that was my only CD of the month. So let's go ahead and start off with a couple books, music-related books that I picked up at the... well, actually, before we do that, I did have 1 other music-related book I picked up this month. If you're familiar with Mark Ditch, Glass Orchid Aftermath here on YouTube, made videos in the early days of the vinyl community, and then sort of fell off for a while, but he's been back to making videos and sharing what he's been finding lately and sharing what he's into recently. Talked about he's costing me money in books recently. I got this book to show you, and then another one I just ordered the other night. So this is a book called Worlds of Sound, the story of Smithsonian Folkways. So it's a really nice, text, history of Smithsonian Folkways records. It does have a lot of photos and stuff. It does have a lot of the cover art. But yeah, just a really reasonably priced book about Smithsonian Folkways, and I do want to learn more about the label. It's one of those labels that whenever I see them for cheap, I always pick them up. They're always interesting records, and really just, you're going to get quality folk music if you pick up a Smithsonian Folkways record. So thank you, Mark, if you're watching, for recommending this. Pick this up, and I picked up the other one you recommended recently too. Got that one on the way. That's a new release. It's a pretty cool book. I guess we'll share that next month. Should be here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and talk about a few other books I got this past month. The 2 books I picked up at the record show, the book sale. They have, the book sale goes on for about 5 days. It starts on Saturday, and then as time goes on, the prices drop. Tuesday is half price day, everything's half price, and Wednesday is 10-cent day. So anything that's left on Wednesday is 10 cents. And then after that, they donate what's left to prisoners and whoever really wants the books. So I went to the book sale 2 days this year. I went on Saturday, the first day of the sale, but I didn't go right when they opened. I sort of waited till the afternoon, till the crowds died down a little bit. Just not really big on getting into the crowds and getting into particularly around the records. Just, in the past few years with the resurgence of vinyl, the people digging at the sale has been has gotten a lot more frantic, and it's just a big hassle, and you find some really cool stuff if you go there right when they open, but it's just it can be kind of stressful, so I sort of space those out where I go opening day, first thing in the morning. I don't do that every time. But the first thing I got here, I picked up on half price day. Picked up one of the 33 1/3 books. This is about the Magnetic Fields 69 Love Songs. Not an album I'm really familiar with, but it's a 33 1/3 book, and I picked it up. It was originally 75 cents, and I got it for half price, so 30 cents or whatever. That would be a neat read, maybe somewhat to look at. Maybe stream the album. I streamed a little bit of it on Spotify the other day just to check it out. Maybe listen to it one time through and read the book. That'd be kind of fun. And another book I picked up. I didn't pay half price for this. I paid $1.75 for this one. This is 100 Best Album Covers. Storm Thorgerson and Aubrey Powell. Storm Thorgerson, of course, of Hypnosis Records, created many of the most iconic album covers in the world, so he'd kind of be an authority on the topic, I would think. And this just goes into sort of features an album cover and sort of goes into the details on how the cover was made, whatever kind of neat information they could pick up. So I thought that would be a cool book, and for not too much money, it's a pretty cool read. Kind of one of those things where you can read it a page or so at a time, and just when you're getting ready to go to bed, read a page or two to go put yourself to sleep. So that's pretty nice. So let's go ahead and get into the records, what you're all here for. These first three I will share with you are from, I believe I got these at Goodwill, three for 99 cents. They're still doing 10 for $2, but this particular visit I couldn't really find 10 I wanted. I found really 2 I wanted, and then I just threw in a third one just to make it 3. The first one I got here is the Yes album, 71. Surprisingly, I do not think I have this one. I know I don't have it in the collection. I don't think I have a copy of this in my inbox anywhere, and saw it there at Goodwill, and just definitely had to pick this one up. So really cool. Always enjoy listening to Yes. I believe this is maybe their second album. I recently picked up their debut. Maybe this is their third album. I don't know. The debut was like 69, so 71. Second or third album, maybe. But yeah, really cool pickup for a Goodwill pickup. Next thing, another one. I have a lot of Joni Mitchell albums, but I don't think I have this one. This is one I've been looking for. It's her album Clouds. This was maybe also from 71. Nice artwork on that one. Nice gatefold with lyrics. That one's on the Reprise label, Brown Reprise label. The Yes is on Atlantic, I'm sure. Go ahead and pull it out. Yeah, it's red and green Atlantic. The last one I picked up, this is the one I sort of added in to make it 3. Saw this and thought, I'd give it a try. I've listened to it. I do not like it. This is going to be a reject for me, but this is Stanley Turrentine's Inflation. 1980 is the date on this one, and this one just has a lot of really bad orchestration on it. Not good at all, unfortunately, and just can't get past the sort of cheesiness of it. Sometimes I can deal with the cheesiness of something if the underlying music is good, but this one just didn't do it for me. So yeah, unfortunately, not a keeper. But it's on the Elektra red label, cover of the theme from Shaft, and yeah, just stick with Isaac Hayes on that one. Yeah, don't need to say any more about that. Next up is another, I guess my only other thrift store pickup of the month is from the Hospice thrift store here in town. Just went by there one day. Only found one record I wanted, but it happened to be something that's pretty new. It's from 2014. Don't know why it was there. There weren't any other modern albums there. It was just here by itself. And this is the electronic artist Porter Robinson with Worlds. as I said, 2014 on Astralworks Records. And they were having half price day that day, so I only paid 50 cents for this, which is really nice. Really nice 2 LP set. Lyrics and whatnot. This is one of those type of modern electronic artists that asks a lot of people to be guest vocalists on the album and put some lyrics to the tracks they make. So really nice, enjoyable music. I wasn't familiar with Porter Robinson before, but sort of in the wheelhouse of other things I like to listen to a lot. So yeah, that was pretty cool. As I said, nice 2 LP set, custom labels. Next thing I have to talk about is the Vinyl Me Please record of the month for April, and that is the album by the Gorillaz with Demon Days. They just put out a new album this month as well, but this is the album from 2005. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the Gorillaz. I tried to listen to them when they first came out and just didn't get it. I've always been into hip hop and electronic music and in that genre, in that sort of thing. And Damon Albarn created the Gorillaz to sort of make an anti-group and an anti-commercial kind of thing. But in the end, I think it sounds very produced, and it sounds very forced, almost, that they're trying to be this anti-group, but yet it sounds very commercial and very produced and very sort of, I don't see what the big deal is about the Gorillaz. I know people love this sort of, whatever you want to call it, project, I guess. They did do a gatefold. Yeah, and unfortunately mine arrived quite damaged. There's a big gash here in the top, and the record had a seam split at the top as well. So yeah, Vinyl Me Please recently changed their shipping box, and it sucks. I wish they would go back to their original shipping box, because this one is it's terrible. We've had it for 3 months now. 2 out of the three records I've gotten have been damaged. And I put a post up on their forum about this, didn't receive any kind of response, so I guess I'm going to have to contact them directly and complain, because this is just unacceptable. A big gash in the top here, and the seam splits, and it's just, yeah, unacceptable. So, yeah, haven't been having too much luck with Vinyl Me Please recently. I love the concept, I love some of the things they've done, but yeah, it's been a struggle. Yeah, 2 LP set there. Pressed at GZ. Sounds good. Good sounding record, well mastered, a lot of dynamics to it. Yeah, very good sounding record. And the second LP is red as well. All right, next thing I have to talk about here is the record of the month from Feed Bands. You haven't heard me talk about Feed Bands before in the past. They are an organization that focuses on pressing vinyl albums of artists that are unsigned. So each month they sort of post a bunch of artists who submit their work to their site, and then the members of the club get to vote on that music and decide what gets pressed for the month. So it's a really cool concept. It's kind of sort of a group project where people listen to all these artists during the month and pick their favorites, and then whatever sort of winds up on top gets featured and gets pressed to vinyl. And this month they did a what is sort of like a modern grunge band. That's Dead Indian with Resist. I believe this is just a collection of tracks they recorded. I think they've done a couple EPs and maybe a couple singles. But yeah, they have a very much of a grunge sound to their music. It gets a little bit flashy and almost metal-like at times, though, also. So it's kind of weird how it blurs the line between grunge and metal, even though grunge was kind of the anti-metal at a time. But these guys sort of do both things, sort of a grunge with a little bit more of a flashiness to it. Yeah, interesting listen. Feedbands is pretty good about doing some liner notes in there, so you kind of learn a little bit about the history of the band and where they're from and what their influences are and all those kind of things. So that's nice. Also get a sheet with lyrics and liner notes on it. They did a cool sort of two-color black and milky clear kind of vinyl. Really nice. Unfortunately, this is my last Feedbands record of the month for probably a while. I just canceled my subscription. I decided I needed to cut back in some places on my budget. It was just a little bit, cutting things just a little bit too tight with my car payment now and stuff. Struggled a little bit this month, so decided to cut back in a few places and canceled a few subscriptions, and the Feedbands was one of them. But yeah, it's a really cool service, and if you think you might like hearing or getting vinyl records of unreleased bands and the whole discovery and voting on different groups, check it out. I do recommend them. As I said, they have a really good service. You can do a digital only subscription if you want. If you just want to be able to listen and vote, you can do that, and then you'll get a digital download of whatever artist gets picked for the month. They do that for like $3.95. Otherwise, it's $20.95 or $20 plus shipping for the record of the month, which is a really good deal. Okay, so next thing I have to talk about are my vinyl pickups from the book sale from Saturday. We'll talk about those, and we'll talk about my record store day pickup, and then we'll talk about the records I picked up at the book sale on half price day. First thing I have here from Saturday at the book sale is an album by the Steve Miller Band. This one's titled Your Saving Grace. 1969 is the date on this one, so quite early. I think this is like the second or third Steve Miller Band record. I was looking at it on Discogs the other day. Yeah, Unipack here, pretty nice. Sampled this a bit, liked what I heard. Really cool cover here: Brotherhood, Consciousness, Peace, and Conservation. Paid $2 for this one. It's on the lime green capital label, so that's correct for 69, I believe. So probably a very early pressing of that anyway. Another inspiration from Mark is he's been showing a lot of sort of private press, religious kind of stuff recently, and I couldn't resist. I saw this one there. The cover is too cool. I couldn't resist. This is the Sunshine Bluegrass Boys with In the Beginning. Yeah, I don't think these guys are particularly religious. The song titles aren't necessarily religious. They're doing Proud Mary and Rocky Top and City of New Orleans and Ruby and Redwood Hill. They do a Gordon Lightfoot song. Yeah, just a cool sort of private press bluegrass band, and as private presses typically are, it is signed by all the group members, so that's pretty cool. So they all had this in their hand at one point. That's on Eagle Records. So cool pickup. Thought it would be fun just to pick up and listen to it, and maybe I'll pass this on to Mark or Zach or somebody who I know would appreciate listening to it as well. So yeah, got that as a nice pickup. I think that one was it's got a green sticker, so 50 cents I think is the price on this one. Got a Tanya Tucker record, Girls Like Me, $1.25, from, when was this released? It looks like early 80s, but I can't find a date. I'm guessing this is around 84, 86, somewhere in there. Yeah, Tanya Tucker. I don't know, I like Tanya Tucker for some reason, so decided to pick this one up. 86, Rainbow Capital label. That cool 80s cover, I just love it. I couldn't resist. The 80s were far worse than what covers like this make you think. Unfortunately, yeah, it was not fun to be in the 80s, even though it's revered nowadays. It was not a good time. Next up, picked up a classical record here. Picked up actually a few classical records throughout, but I've been looking for a copy of Copland's Fanfare for the Common Man. This is not necessarily a good version of it, but it was the only one I found. It was like 75 cents. This is on London Records, the digital London Records though. Detroit Symphony, and Antal Dorati, I guess, is the conductor. It's got, of course, Fanfares of the Common Man, El Salon Mexico, Dance Symphony, and 4 episodes from Rodeo. Light blue London Records label. Picked up a cool piece of hip-hop here. This one was $3. Still pretty reasonably priced. Houdini's Back in Black. Very nice, clean, minty copy of that. So I definitely thought that was a worthwhile price for that. The light blue Jive label. Showed a copy of Carmen last month and picked up another one. That one was on London Records, and this is the Deutsche Grammophon version of Carmen. $1.75 was the price on this one. This one has Placido Domingo on it, and that is the only person I recognize on here. I'm sure somebody who is more into opera than I am would recognize some more of these names, but seemed to be a pretty nice release, and I thought I'd just compare it to the London version I have and just see which one I liked better. For $1.75, really nice copy of this. As always, you get a nice libretto and 3 LPs on that later Deutsche Grammophon label. Next up, this was kind of a blind buy for me, but I've had the chance to sample it, and I like what I hear. Just going off what I saw on the cover and everything, I thought I would like this, and I definitely do. This would sort of fall into that sort of new age genre, I would guess, but it is Andre Gagnon with Nejes on London Phase 4, which is a weird label to find new age on. Pretty cool, and this is a Canadian press of it, I guess. Interesting. Very white and very sort of subdued kind of cover look there, but yeah, just some really nice sort of synthy, new agey kind of stuff here. 75 is the year on this one, so pretty early actually for, I guess, what you consider new age music. But yeah, really nice London Phase 4 Canadian pressing. This next one I just had to pick up because I've seen it shown in the VC many times, heard people say, sort of good things about it. It's an artist I'm not real familiar with. I don't know what to expect. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I thought I would grab it just to give it a try, just as the price was right. And that is Tiny Tim with God Bless Tiny Tim on Reprise. $75 is what I paid for that one. We call that a bicolored steamboat Reprise. And then I talked about the book for Smithsonian Folkways records and managed to pick up 2 actual Smithsonian Folkways records at the library sale this year. The first thing I have here is Dances of the World's Peoples, Volume 2, European Folk Dances. So this is a collection of European folk music. We got stuff here from Italy, France, Spain, Ireland, Greece, and Bulgaria and Macedonia, and this is from 1958 on Folkways Records, FD 6502. So that's a really nice collection. Unfortunately, the booklet for this one is missing. The booklet for both of these is missing. This was $1, so I definitely wanted to pick it up. And this was an ex-library copy as well, but it was well maintained, well kept. I don't see any really bad scratches or anything on it. So yeah, that was a good pickup. Just wish it had the book. I don't know that, I guess it's possible that the books are available online somewhere, because they're just usually printed out, mimeographed, sheets of paper with information on them. So it wouldn't be too hard for somebody to upload those and make them available. So maybe I'll look for that. And the other Folkways record I got here is a Pete Seeger one, which is really cool. $1.50 was the price on this one. It's America's Favorite Ballads, sung by Pete Seeger with banjo and 12-string guitar. So you got Oh Susanna, House of Rising Sun, Shenandoah, Midnight Special, Water is Wide. Bunch of really cool tracks on here. It's Pete Seeger, so it's going to be quality. Smithsonian Folkways and Pete Seeger, it's going to be good stuff. So glad to have found that. And that one is FA 2321. Nice find. So that was it for my Saturday pickups at the book sale. Next, after that, I put these records in my car and walked over to the record store, which is within walking distance of the book sale, and went to record store day. Didn't get there till 3 in the afternoon, 2:30, somewhere around there. Didn't expect to find anything. I only had about 3 or 4 items on my list, and most of the items were gone, but luckily one of the items, which was the one thing I didn't expect to get, was still available. And yeah, this is something I looked at online. People were listing it on eBay a week before record store day for crazy prices. Even now, 2 weeks after record store day, it's still selling for crazy prices. I don't understand why. I have a feeling this is going to be reissued at some point, just a regular release kind of thing, so there's no need to pay crazy money for it. But I got it for very reasonable price. I think I might even saved might have even been $1 below the suggested retail price. But that is Miley Cyrus's most recent album, even though it's 3 years old at this point, 4 years old at this point. Bangers, 2013. Awesome album. I love listening to this. Missed out on getting it on picture disc. The prices on those have just gone crazy over the years. Yeah, it was really cool, really excited when I heard that they were reissuing this, and that's why I looked at it on eBay just to see, and then the crazy prices were, I was just like, no way. As in the past, I've gotten things, record store day items that I wanted, sort of pre-ordered them on eBay like that. If you check it out a week before record store day, sometimes you can get a good price, but not in this case. But yeah, really cool. Numbered copies. I think they did 3,500 copies was the number on this, but I got 1434. So kind of in the middle there. You got Adore You and We Can't Stop and Wrecking Ball. But yeah, just really good album through and through. I love the hell out of this, and it was really cool to be able to get it on vinyl. They also did a nice poster kind of insert thing with the lyrics and photos and crazy liner notes and all that stuff. Really nice 2 LP set on the craziest hot pink vinyl I have seen. Really bright pink, really marbly. Out here, but maybe that does it. Kind of unprepared, but yeah, just a killer swirly, marbly pink vinyl. Definitely dug the way they did this. And I was also surprised, this is pressed in France at MPO, so it's a really good pressing, really quality pressing. I'm always pretty happy with MPO pressings, and this one is no exception to that rule. Super quiet, super flat, good nice dynamic range to it. Funny as it may be, that was my one and only record store day pickup, but I was happy to go participate, and I was really happy that I got something on my list. I was a little disappointed I didn't get the Dogfish Head record. My record store didn't even order that one for some reason. I guess they didn't think it was interesting enough. My tastes are kind of outside the mainstream sometimes, so maybe it wasn't that popular of a record, but maybe I ought to pick that one up online or something. So let's go ahead and get into this. Next group of records are the records I picked up at the library sale on Half Price Day, and then I lied, I have one more after that I picked up at Second and Charles the other night. So let's go ahead and get into these half price records I got here. Picked up another piece of classical music. This is Bach with Brandenburg Concertos on Philips. Original price was $1.50, so I paid 75 cents for that. Nice 2 LP set, box set. With a nice booklet as well with some lots and lots of notes, which is really nice. So yeah, listen to the Brandenburg Concerto on Philips. Going to show the label on this one. Get one out here. It's the Red Phillips label. I think this is the Netherlands pressing, Holland pressing, Dutch pressing. So got that. Those are the ones to look out for, I hear, for the Phillips stuff. Pick that up. This is the score to the movie The Blue Lagoon. $2 was the original price on this one, so I paid $1 for it. Still in shrink, really clean, really nice. Yeah, just kind of an odd, quirky sort of late 70s, early 80s movie, kind of at the end of the hippie era, and it kind of marks a point in time where things really changed, in at least in the U.S. So, kind of an interesting movie, and yeah, they wouldn't be able to make something like that today, which is kind of sad, I guess. But yeah, cool movie, and yeah, I mean, it's nice to have the soundtrack of that. So on the Marlin label, pretty cool label. I think the Vanishing Point soundtrack was on this label as well. So I guess they specialized in soundtrack releases. Kind of cool. I have to do some research on that label. Next up, I picked up a Harry Belafonte record, his album Love is a Gentle Thing. Have this already, but I wasn't sure if I had the Living Stereo one or whether what I had is mono. At this point, I might have 3 or 4 copies of this, but it was $1.25 originally, so I paid 65 cents or whatever for it. So definitely didn't want to leave that behind. It's good stuff, so grabbed it just in case I didn't have one. I would be pretty upset if I got home and if I went to look and realized I didn't have a Living Stereo copy of this and I could have had one for 60 cents. A nice black RCA label with Nipper on it. A neat little compilation here I found on Atlantic Records. This one was $1.50 originally, so I paid 75 cents for it. It's called the Super Hits Volume 4. It's got Aretha Franklin, The Rascals, Clarence Carter, Archie Bell and the Drills, Tyrone Davis, Arthur Brown doing Fire on here, Clarence Carter, Too Weak to Fight, Aretha Franklin, I Say a Little Prayer, Cream doing White Room, Dusty Springfield doing Son of a Preacher Man, and Wilson Pickett doing Hey Jude. So really cool mix of songs. It's going to be fun to listen to, and yeah, it's a pretty neat pickup, and really nice and sharp corners, no ring wear kind of stuff. Really nice and clean. Didn't want to leave that behind. Green and orange Atlantic label. Nothing too special there. Picked up a Joe Jackson album I did not have. This one was originally $1.25, so again, 65 cents or so. Jumpin' Jive. 1981 is the date on that one. Cool. Do enjoy some Joe Jackson on the A&M label. No surprise there. Picked up a Keith Jarrett album that I didn't have. We got Keith Jarrett with Baby Blue, 1977, so I don't know how this is going to sound. Doesn't seem to have orchestration on it or strings or anything like that, so should be pretty good. The music of Paul Motion, Margot Jarrett, and Keith Jarrett, performed by Keith Jarrett, Dewey Redman, Charlie Hayden, and Paul Motion. So yeah, should be a really cool pickup. $2.50 was the original price. I paid $1.25 for it. Haven't had the chance to spin that and give it a sample yet, but it's ECM. I got to try them all. Well, as long as the price is reasonable. And this is an ABC Impulse. This being 77, I don't know if this is a reissue or if that point they had been absorbed into ABC Impulse. All right, next up, some more of the sort of private press stuff. This one's kind of a local group, I guess you could say. Haven't had the chance to do any research on them and see if I can find anything else about them. This was originally 25 cents and I paid half price, so it was 12.5 cents. This is Red and Murphy, Ring Around the Saturday Night. Riding Around on Saturday Night. Sorry, not Ring Around on Saturday Night. I don't know, just thought the cover was pretty cool. Looked pretty interesting. They talk about Gamble Rogers on here, a legendary Florida folk artist on here, a bunch about how some of these songs Gamble Rogers taught them, and they used to play together. So just some good local folk music from the 70s, I would imagine, late 70s. 76 is the date on this one. As I said, Mark's got me sort of inspired to sort of dig into some of this private press stuff. So there's a custom just yellow label with the album title on it. Next here, got one, well, I guess I got another piece of jazz. Also, one more piece of jazz here, though. This is some kind of bop kind of jazz stuff here. This is Jonah Jones, the Jonah Jones Quartet at the Embers. I think Mike showed this at some point not too long ago, and I was intrigued by the album cover. I like the artwork on it. I do have one other Jonah Jones album, and I do enjoy it. So I thought I'd give this one a try. It was originally $1.25, so, you know, 65 cents or whatever. This is electronically reprocessed stereo, unfortunately, but, you know, who can complain at these prices? RCA black label there. Nice looking copy of that. And the last album from the book sale half price day, we have Mahavishnu Orchestra with Between Nothingness and Eternity live. $2.50 was the price on this, so I paid $1.25 for it. 1973, of course, classic. You know, John McLaughlin, Jan Hammer, Jerry Goodman, Rick Laird, and Billy Cobham. It's on the Columbia red and orange label. This might be a later pressing of this. I think that might have been on a like a 6i or early on 73. Don't know, don't remember exactly when they switched. And then I got one more pickup here for the month. Just picked this up the other night. Forgot I had grabbed it. Went to the local half-price books sort of clone we have here in town called Second and Charles. They do the same sort of thing. They buy and sell used books and movies and music and video games and all that kind of stuff. And picked up an album by Kate Bush. This is Never Forever. 1980 is the date on this one. Yeah, just a Kate Bush album I didn't have. Digging it so far. Put it on a little bit when we got home. Some more artwork and lyrics on the gatefold there. Yeah. Cool pickup. Cool way to end this month's pickups. Hope you're all doing well. As I said, hope you're all finding some great stuff, getting out and about, enjoying some springtime weather. We are well into summertime weather here in Florida. It's been in the upper 90s, and the rainy season is about to be upon us. So it's going to be sweltering hot and steamy and muggy every day from now on for the next 6 months or so. It is what it is. Stay inside and spin some records and stay cool. So yeah, hope you're all doing well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Leave me a like. Leave me some comments if you have any, and questions, whatever it is. Like interacting with you all. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.